Welcome to the Office of the Treasurer and Tax Collector's 2020 Annual Business Tax Returns video. This video provides a quick summary of the Gross Receipts Tax online return form. Please review our online instructions and the Business Tax Code for detailed information. It's important to have all your business information available before you start. The letter you received from our office has your 7-digit business account number and 8-character online PIN. The online PIN is formatted with both letters and numbers. You will also need the last 4 digits of your federal tax identification number. For sole proprietors, your federal tax ID is usually your Social Security number. To begin, go to our homepage at www.sftreasure.org. Look for and select the File 2020 Annual Business Tax Returns link. This will allow you to enter the Annual Business Tax Returns landing page. The landing page contains important information, including the instructions and a link to enter the filing. After you reviewed this page, and when you're ready, enter the filing by clicking the File Your Annual Business Tax Returns 2020 button. Enter your 7-digit business account number, last 4 digits of your federal tax ID, and your 8-character online PIN. Then click on the Continue button. Once you've entered the filing, you'll see your business account number and links to the instructions, technical assistance, and a link to exit the filing. On the bottom of the screen will be buttons to navigate forward and back. The filing begins with the filing questionnaire. There are 7 initial questions which will help determine which returns you will have the option to file. Based on your answers to the initial questions, more questions may appear. You must answer all questions in order to continue. The questions answered in this video are for demonstration purposes only. Remember to answer all questions according to your business. The first question, did you and any related entities have taxable business personal property in San Francisco in tax year 2020? Select yes or no to answer. Question 2 asks, average number of employees per week, including those employed outside of San Francisco. Question 3 asks, number of San Francisco employees. Enter the number of San Francisco employees as of the last day of 2020. Legislation recently passed to provide pandemic relief to certain businesses that have reported 2019 gross receipts of less than $25 million. The following questions will determine if you qualify for this relief. Question 4 asks whether you operate a restaurant or facility that prepares and serves food for delivery or carryout. Select yes or no to answer. Question 5 asks if any of the COVID-19 San Francisco health officer orders required your business to completely stop operating. Please answer yes, even if the closure was temporary. Select yes or no to answer. Question 6 asks if you received more than 50% of your 2019 combined San Francisco gross receipts for business activities described in the 2 questions above. For example, if 70% of your 2019 receipts were from your hair salon and 30% were from your dog daycare and only the hair salon had to shut down, select yes. Select yes or no to answer. If you reported 2019 gross receipts less than $25 million and more than 50% of your 2019 combined San Francisco gross receipts are from the business activities described in questions 4 and 5, then you will qualify for relief. Question 7 asks, are you filing as a lesser residential real estate, i.e. a residential landlord? See instructions if you have additional business activities. If you answer no to this question, 4 more questions will appear. The next question, are you claiming a tax credit, payroll exclusion, or limit? The city offers tax credits and exclusions for businesses that meet specific requirements. However, most credits and exclusions require prior qualifications and do not apply to most taxpayers. Select yes or no to answer. Question 9 asks, are you filing on behalf of a combined group of related entities, or are you an entity that was part of a combined group for any portion of the tax year, even if you are filing this return as a separate entity? Please refer to the instructions to determine if you're filing as a combined group. Most businesses do not have related entities or members and will answer no to this question. However, if you select yes, you'll be prompted to enter information on behalf of the members of the group. Select yes or no to answer. Question 10 asks, do you have commercial rent receipts to report? Please note this includes subleases. The commercial rent tax generally applies to businesses leasing commercial space in the city. This question identifies businesses that may owe commercial rent tax. Select yes or no to answer. Question 11 asks, did this business and any related entities as defined in Code Section 953.8C employ over 1,000 full-time or part-time people in the United States as of December 31st, 2020? Select yes or no to answer. When you have completed the questionnaire, select Save and Continue. On this page, you will see the tax returns available for you to file. The annual business tax return form displays this tax filing menu page where you can choose to file all applicable taxes at the same time, or you can choose to file each tax independently during different sessions. You may not be subject to the commercial rent tax or the homelessness gross receipts tax. More information on who must file and pay these taxes. For more information on this, visit the Business Taxes and Fees section of our website at sftreasure.org. However, you are responsible for determining which of these taxes you are required to file and pay. If you are a gross receipts tax and payroll expense tax filer, you will see 3 lines. One for gross receipts tax and homelessness gross receipts tax return. One for the payroll expense tax return. And one for the commercial rent tax return. If you have not filed yet, you will see a File button. Click the File button to begin your return. If you have started, but not submitted, a return for a tax, you will see a Continue Filing button. Click this button to continue your return. If you have already submitted a return for a tax, you will see an Amend button. Click this button to amend a previously filed return. You will also see a View Prior Submission button. Clicking this button will open an HTML of your most recently filed return. Before filing your return, please take a moment to update your business information to receive COVID-19 communications by selecting the COVID-19 Business Communications button. The City and County of San Francisco will be providing the following information to businesses: health orders and directives and COVID-19 resources. Please provide contact information for the person responsible for compliance with health orders. Name, phone number, and email address are required fields. Check the box to receive text messages at the phone number you provided. If you would like to receive communications at additional emails or phone numbers, enter the name and email and potentially the phone number in the section below. Check the box to receive text messages at the phone number you provided. Click the plus button to add a contact to complete adding the contact's information. Scroll down the page and click all categories that apply to your business. If no categories apply to your business, leave the boxes blank. Finally, at the bottom, please check the box if you have less than 100 employees or are a sole proprietor. This will help determine which communications will be shared with your business. When complete, click the Submit button. You will then be taken back to the tax return menu page. For purposes of this video, I will select the file, the gross receipts tax return. Throughout the return, if you need help on how to answer a question, click the I button for additional information. Check the box for each applicable business activity in which you engaged in 2020. Most activities are categorized by their 2012 North American Industry Classification System code. Select Save and Continue. If you selected any accommodations and/or real estate rental and leasing services as your business activity or activities, you will not see this page. If you selected any other business activities and you have gross receipts from in and outside of San Francisco, your San Francisco gross receipts will be determined at least in part by apportionment. Are all business activities wholly within San Francisco? Select yes or no to answer. If you mark yes, then select Save and Continue. If you mark no, to calculate your apportionment percentage, enter your total payroll expense within and outside of San Francisco. Then enter your San Francisco payroll expense. Select Save and Continue. Calculation of gross receipts. This worksheet will display columns to help calculate your San Francisco gross receipts. See our instructions for additional information on code section 956.1 and 956.2. For lines 1 through 9, enter your gross receipts for the business activity. Enter the amounts only once, even if they qualify in more than one of lines 1 through 9. Government grants, including those provided via the Federal Payroll Protection Program, are not considered to be gross receipts for purposes of the city's gross receipts tax. For lines 10 through 16, enter any exclusions from your total gross receipts for that business activity. Businesses that select construction as their business activity may reduce their San Francisco gross receipts by amounts paid to subcontractors. The online form will require you to enter details for the subcontractor, including business account number, project location, and payment information. You will also have the option of uploading a spreadsheet with this information. Refer to the instructions for additional information on this deduction. Select Save and Continue. Calculation of gross receipts of San Francisco gross receipts. This page summarizes your San Francisco gross receipts based on your entries on the prior pages for each business activity. You may have multiple rows of gross receipts if you have multiple business activities. Line A totals the gross receipts for all your business activities. Select Save and Continue. Calculation of gross receipts tax. This page summarizes the gross receipts tax rate attributable to each of your business activities. Line F totals the gross receipt tax before credits for all business activities. There is an option to designate up to 3.8% of your tax liability to the Community Challenge Grant Program. This designation does not increase your tax liability. Scroll down to read the taxpayer statement and finalize your filing by entering your name and contact information. The email address you enter will receive a copy of the return. When you're ready, click the Submit button. Once the confirmation screen appears, the return is submitted. Remember that you may be required to file other taxes as well. Click Continue to proceed. Next, you will see a courtesy calculation page. We are providing a courtesy calculation page for each tax you file. This page will show your principal and the sum of the estimated payments made in prior quarters. If you are filing late, it will also calculate any late filing, late payment, and interest calculations. The calculations displayed will not include recent payments or payments made to other annual business tax types. Click Continue to proceed. You will then return to the tax return menu page where you will see additional tax returns available for you to file. You are responsible for determining which of these additional taxes you are required to file and pay. Once you are finished filing all required returns, you are ready to click the Proceed to Pay button. Congratulations, you have now filed your 2020 gross receipts tax return. Thank you for taking the time to learn about filing your tax returns.